The recap is our client, Maximilian Galactica, is suspected of murder because he's the only person who can fly and there was no footprints found at the crime scene. One of the key witnesses is a puppet, but not the puppeteer. Another key witness includes a clown, and I despise his very existence. Also, our client is an abusive asshole and did actually assault a man, even if he's not convicted of murder. Good morning, Max. Milk. What? If I don't have a glass of milk before I go on stage, I just can't function, sweetie. Max is really nervous. That's understandable. Hey, my sweeties. What is it now, Max? You don't think I should fly, do you? Huh? You know, you've got to make a good first impression. When I enter the room, maybe I should fly in and warm up the crowd a little. Once again, they like to take the fact that he can fly very seriously in anime crime. Welcome back to the court. And now the case of one. I don't know if anyone wants to be here. Your Honor, get on with it. Oh, sorry. I just realized the defendant's name is Billy Bob Johns. So, well, isn't the defendant also known as Maximilian Galactica? Yes, Your Honor, he does often go by that name. You know, my grandchild is a huge fan of his. I think everyone here wouldn't mind if we called the defendant Maximilian Galactica. It sounds more friendly. I don't know if that's legal, Judge. I think you have to refer to people by their actual names. I hope you didn't bother thinking you'd win this one, Mr. Phoenix Wright. That spirit channeling trial was a sham. I refuse to acknowledge its legitimacy. This case where we convict a man who can fly will be far more legitimate in the larger world. People will take this one far more seriously. Let me call my first witness to the stand, Kermit the Frog. I'll show you the textbook procedure for proving how absolutely guilty you are. Me? But I'm not even the one on trial. What are you talking about? It will be my ultimate revenge. Good to see you, Gumshoe. Sorry to keep you from work, as I'm sure you need every penny you can earn, detective. Jesus Christ, Von Karma. Like, leave the guy's salary out of this. The night of the crime, snow was falling until 9:40 p.m., making it extremely cold out. All of the circus performers were gathered in the big top to practice their routines. The practice session broke up around 10 p.m. The murder itself took place in the plaza in front of the lodging house at 10:15 p.m. The victim was found bent over a wooden box, dead as a doornail. The cause of death was a blunt force trauma that snapped a vertebrae in his neck. Oh god. Blunt force trauma to the back of the head. Right. Let me ask you about the snow. It was nearly a blizzard up until the time of the crime. Did it pile up? It wasn't such a big deal. Maybe about 1.5 inches was on the ground. The snow froze in place and stayed in the ground until the next day. The snow. You see, there's gotta be more to this. There's only one set of footprints, but the judge might be, well that's because Maximilian Galactica can fly! When you say all of the circus performers, who do you mean? Everyone but the dancers and the staff were there. Regina the animal tamer, Mo the clown, Ben the ventriloquist, and of course the defendant, Maximilian Galactica, and his victim, the ringmaster. Oh, I almost forgot. Regent the tiger was there as well. Out of curiosity, what about the circus monkey? When I was investigating yesterday, he happened to snatch my wristwatch. Detective, you are welcome to file a police report after these proceedings. This judge has no sympathy. 1 second, let me press that again. Regina, Mo, Ben, Maximilian Ringmaster. There was another guy, Acro. We went into his apartment to find the monkey. He wasn't there. If it's the monkey that did it, like, I'm just quitting the trilogy. Like, we're done. If it's like the monkey, like, it was just a monkey. The ringmaster wouldn't forfeit his watch. The victim must have been carrying the wooden box when he was killed. Carrying the box, huh? It was a rather strange wooden box, Your Honor. What do you mean? Well, it was much heavier than it looked. Not to mention, it was locked. Locked, you say? The victim was hunched over this 20-pound box. It boasts a strong but small lock. Do you mind telling us what was inside that box? Well, when we found the box, it was locked tighter than Fort Knox. So we took it back to the station and cracked it open. All that was inside was this little bottle. Bottle? What is that, detective? Exactly what it looks like, Your Honor. It's a condiment bottle. What's inside the bottle? It's filled with pepper. Pepper? Why in the world was it locked in that big box? There's only one little bottle in that huge box. I wonder if it has some sort of special meaning. Is it just drugs? Is it not actually pepper? Is it a different mysterious white powder that it appears to look like here? And you haven't found this murder weapon, have you? The police are searching for it as we speak. My theory is it's something the perpetrator ran off with. You would think so, especially since he didn't find it on the scene. No. I bet he made it disappear with magic. Ho. I would like to call Mr. Benjamin Woodman to the stand. Here we fucking go. I wonder if Trillo will show up on the stand as well. Jim Henson was unable to make it to the court today, Your Honor. But Kermit the Frog would like to testify in his stead. Oh God, here we go. Please state your name and occupation for the record.
My full name is Trilloquist. I am employed as an operatic tenor.
Excuse me. The witness called to the stand was one Mr. Benjamin Woodman, ventriloquist.
That robe must be cutting you off your circulation. I said that I was a singer. Maybe you don't believe me. Fine, I'll grace you with a song. Ahem.
Me.
The world of the law. Exciting and daring. Guilt or innocence. Decided by a judge dressed up like a woman. Well, what do you think?
What's going on? Trillo, you know better than to insult a judge.
Shut up, just look at your nose. You would think you'd have the sense to fix it. It's so ugly I want to punch you in the face. On the off chance swelling would help.
What's going on here? Order! I demand to know who the witness is. Don't worry about me, sir. I'll let Trillo handle this. You can't do this in court.
Once practice was over, I left his tent with the clown. Once we got to the lodging house, I ditched him and went back to the plaza's entrance. That's when I saw Max heading towards the scene of the crime. He was the only one heading that way. How could that punk not be the killer? Then the police showed up and took Magic Boy away.
There was no footprints back from the lodging house. Why the plaza's entrance?
To do some thinking, of course.
It was awfully cold out that night, especially with all the snow around. Wouldn't thinking in your nice warm lodging house have been a better idea? Mr. Phoenix Wright, I think you should leave the thinking to the witness. But I'm a good thunker. At least my teachers always said I was. They always said I had a good noggin. Are you sure it was really Max Galactica?
Of course I'm sure. How could you mistake someone wearing such a snobby three-piece getup?
Snobby three-piece getup?
Max's three-piece getup. Jeez, couldn't you be any more dense? All together now. Silk hat, cloak, white roses.
Ben only saw Max. That's a bit strange, don't you think?
What's strange?
That you only saw Max. Doesn't it seem like you should have seen someone else as well? What? Where are you going with this, Mr. Wright? Could they have seen Russell? Yeah, they should have seen Russell. That's the victim. That's correct. If Trillo was at the entrance to the plaza, he should have seen the ringmaster as well. Okay, we got it. Obviously, the ringmaster arrived at the scene of the crime before the witness could have seen him. Anyone with sense could have figured that one out. The ringmaster and Max went together to the ringmaster's room. Is that, according to the defendant, a likely story? If Maximilian Galactica was supposed to be in the ringmaster's room, why was he, just as the witness stated, at the scene of the crime? Practice ended at 10 p.m, so you hung around the lodging house the entire time. I guess that sounds about right. Wasn't it awfully cold? I can't believe you just stand outside in that weather. Well, the truth is...
Will you shut up, you big-nosed dope? Why are you telling him anything extra? Why can't you believe that we just stand outside in that weather?
Well, maybe you were waiting for someone.
What? Who said we were waiting for someone?
Mr. Phoenix Wright, we can all do without your offhanded theories. Mr. Wright! Who do you suppose the witness was waiting for out in the cold that night? They probably would have been waiting for Regina. Well, if he was waiting outside in the cold, it was for one person, and one person only. He was waiting for the animal tamer, Regina. What? Did Trillo's head just fall off? He spent all that time waiting for Regina to arrive. Moreover, even if someone else would have walked right in front of him, I doubt he would have paid them a second thought. The witness saw the defendant at the scene of the crime. However, he did not see the victim on the way to his eventual demise. If you accept that, then you must accept that there is a high likelihood that he could have missed someone else other than Max heading to the scene.
Alright, I'll spill the beans for real this time. It's true, I was waiting for Vegeta.
Pain! Don't volunteer things. Were you or were you not waiting for Regina at the entrance to the lodging house?
I was waiting to propose to her.
You were what? Waiting to propose?
What's the matter? You think that humans have a monopoly on marriage?
This guy's quite mentally ill.
Don't be so surprised I was gonna propose to Vegeta. I even had something to give to her. I kept it in my pocket waiting for the chance to propose and give it to her. Of course, I also had it in my pocket that night. It was a present for her. In the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I've still got it in my...
Okay. You were going to propose? You? A puppet?
Don't be so obtuse. Just because I'm a puppet doesn't mean I can't love.
What? I guess you're right. Just because I'm old doesn't mean I couldn't propose to her too. We need to get rid of everyone in this court. Okay, well, we already know. I've still got it in my pocket. So you're still thinking of trying to give it to Regina?
Of course I am. I spent 3 months' salary on this thing. I'm not gonna give up that easily.
Like, this is ridiculous. How is that not it? The evidence is how on I have the ring here. He claims that it's still in his pocket. Whose pocket was the ring in?
Mine, of course. What a stupid question. You gotta be kidding me. You think Ben could pull that off?
I'm sorry, really.
You don't have to apologize for that. He's the one who should be apologizing.
Okay, right. You have to clarify first. Okay, I mean, King's Quest logic again. Yep. But you didn't use the item in the correct way. You have to look at the item first before you use it. Use key on door. Which key on door? You haven't looked at the keys. Raise key in front of face. Use key on door. There you go. Do you recognize this ring?
Ah, that's mine. Give it back. Thief.
Didn't you just testify about this very object? I believe you said, in the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I've still got it in my pocket. Why then do I have it right here?
Ben, say something.
Don't put me on the spot like that, Trillo. I found this in Money's room. Money's room? You mean a room they put money? Like a bank vault?
Ah, that filthy monkey is gonna get what's coming to him.
When was this ring stolen from you? Well, I suppose it was that time, you know, that night. The night of the crime. What did you just say? Details. I need more details. Well, it was stolen right after Max showed up in the plaza. The ring might have, well, it could have been taken around that time. Ooh. Yeah, oh. The monkey did the murder, Your Honor. What did you do when the ring was taken, Trillo?
You know exactly what I did. I chased after that ring, snatching monkey money.
The witness just testified to the following effect. Up until the police arrived, he didn't move from the entrance to the plaza. However, the witness just stated that he chased after Money the monkey. When the witness was off chasing Money, there was no one watching the plaza. Well then, tell me this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Do you have any proof that something slipped past this vigilant ventriloquist? Well, he obviously didn't see the victim, the ringmaster, arrive on the scene. However, that doesn't change the fact that he saw the defendant arrive. The witness is lying. He is blinded by his rivalry with Max. Well, the defense's argument does hold water.
What? How dare you? I wouldn't just lie to get that dork face in trouble. He's not even worth it. I saw him, no doubt about it. I saw that worthless liar. I'll give you that, I was waiting that night for Regina. But that doesn't change the fact that I saw Max in the plaza that night. He showed up after I had been waiting there for about 5 minutes. I said good evening to him, but he didn't even acknowledge my presence. I'm absolutely sure it was him. I saw Maximilian Galactica at the scene. There's no way I could have mistaken someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols.
So you were only concerned with waiting for Regina that night? That means you probably wouldn't have noticed if someone else showed up.
You should think about how many eyes I actually have. I've got 4, you know.
This man's very ill. 4 eyes is an awful lot of attention directed at one area, I suppose. Judge, this man is mentally sick. Well, he can look both ways at the same time. This game is existence of ghosts and the supernatural. There is a non-zero chance Trillo is alive. But he's not. Trillo's not alive. You can see Ben talking. I fully accept that there are ghosts in this universe. I do not accept that this man is 2 people. This isn't Toy Story. Prove it. Let me just pick up Trillo. Hey Ben, take your hand out of Trillo's ass for a moment. I need to show the court something. Hey guys, look at me, I'm Trillo now. You can have him back. But you testified that you said good evening to Max that night.
You must enjoy asking incredibly obvious questions. You say good morning in the morning and good afternoon during the day, right? And it's obvious I'd say good night to someone at night. What, Ben, you got something to add? Let me guess. That's not it, Trillo. You say good evening at night.
Trillo probably wouldn't have said hi. It's not the fact that it's specifically good night or good evening. Trillo would have, made fun of him. Isn't that a bit strange to you?
What do you mean?
Well, if you hate Max so much, why would you bother being nice to him? It strikes me as somewhat strange.
Why would it strike you as strange?
Exactly. How is it strange to be cordial to one of your fellow co-workers and treat them with respect? It doesn't take much to treat people properly, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You sad excuse for an attorney. You foolish fool of the most foolish fools. Some basic human decency doesn't go amiss. You piece of garbage. Maybe you should think of having some proof before your lips start flapping next time. Look at this idiot, Your Honor, wasting everyone's precious moments. Proof is everything in this world. You should have learned that back in grade school. The word of today is cordial. Brought to you by Von Karma. Trillo, is it not true that you had a fight with Max on the day of the murder? A fight? A fight over Regina, to be exact.
It wasn't that big of a deal. It was just an argument, a disagreement at most.
A disagreement usually doesn't end with someone getting clonked over the head. So we're gonna make it so he's an unreliable witness to all this. That morning, Ben got clobbered over the head by Max, didn't he?
What?
What? Is that an admission of assault and battery? Ouch! Before we handle that, we should wrap up the defendant's murder charge first. Yeah, it is an admission of assault, actually, Your Honor. There's no way a puppet this lewd would just come up and say good evening to his rival. Are you saying this witness is lying? That he is trying to frame the defendant by claiming to have seen him at the crime scene?
I didn't tell a single lie. Honestly, I just...
It is my belief that the witness did indeed see someone that night. It was just someone else. That's who he said good evening to. What kind of theory is that? The correct one. Oh shit! Furthermore, I don't believe the person the witness saw was Max at all. If he had truly met Max that night, there would have been no greeting at all. Which means there is only one proper answer. The person the witness saw that night was not Maximilian Galactica. Considering the ill temper of the witness, there's only one person he would greet. It must be Regina, right? It's Regina, right? See, she's so cute. It was Russell Berry, the victim himself, was it not? You are correct. It was indeed Russell Berry. The person you saw that evening was the victim, the ringmaster, Russell Berry. That's why you greeted him, Trillo. Isn't that correct? Order! How do you respond to this?
Wait a second. Well, at first I thought it was the old man. But once I got a better look at him, it was obviously Maximilian Galactica.
The witness has clearly stated that he saw the defendant's 3 symbols. 3 symbols.
Alright, this is getting old. Come on, man. You gotta remember them by now. Here we go again. Everyone, all together now.
Once again, this court of law is a pantomime. Yes, we know. The silk hat, cloak, and white roses. A silk hat and a cloak. Anyone could wear them. They'd even look good on me. What was that? Well, the witness has endlessly repeated that he saw Max's 3 symbols. However, how do we really know it was Maximilian Galactica? Could have been someone else dressed up as him. Possibly even Russell Berry. What? You establish that this witness saw one person in that plaza that night. I applaud you on your effort, but... What? Who that person was can only be answered by the next witness. Huh? The court will take a 10-minute recess. During that time, I request that the prosecution prepare the next witness. Court is now in recess. The ringmaster must have been wearing Max's costume, right? Oh, sweetie, I just remembered. It's some vital evidence for this investigation. I went straight to the ringmaster's room, still dressed in my stage clothes. When I got there, I went ahead and took the costume off. It means that the ringmaster could have taken his costume and went out looking like Max. Fabulous. That's a fabulously possible possibility. Well done, Nick. However, sweetie, why would the ringmaster want to dress up like me? Isn't that a bit strange? If you think about it, all they found at the crime scene was my silk hat. What about my cloak? Where did that go? I will now call my next witness. A pitiful clown with the unfortunate distinction of having seen the entire thing. Will Mr. Lawrence Curls please take the stand? Why didn't you just call him a pitiful clown? Wait. What was that? What was that line of dialogue? In West Clownopedia? It was a Fresh Prince of Bel-Air reference, was it? Mom, do I have to wear pants? The sign only says no shirt, no shoes, no service. Okay, how about this? Have you met my proctologist? Dr. Seymour Butts. How was that one? But a couple of clowns who were up to no good started making trouble. Why is he doing that? Lawrence Curls, professional funny man, also known as Mo the Clown. You witnessed the scene at around 10:15 p.m., the day of the murder, correct? Yes, it was. I know. I'm not the greatest comedian in the world. I haven't been able to make people laugh for 10 years. How old is this game? How many more years has it been? No matter what I say, all I get in return is a vacant stare and polite applause. Since no one ever laughs at my jokes, I've taken to laughing at them myself. It's a bad habit, but hey, at least I'm trying. Imagine my predicament. I'm a clown who can't make people laugh. I'm almost useless, but I keep trying. I even tried to come up with jokes just for today. This is his testimony. Like, what does this have to do with the crime? Witness. Huh? We will listen to your call for help after the court proceedings are over. Oh shit. The night of the murder, after practice was over, I went straight back to my room. You might have noticed how tired I was that night. I was pooped. I thought I'd go straight to sleep, but before I did, I glanced at the window. That's when I saw two silhouettes. They were a bit far away though. It was the ringmaster, and he was with Max, who was wearing his cloak. I kept watching them, and all of a sudden, Max clunked the ringmaster over the head. Mr. Wright! Your Honor? I'm afraid that if you push this witness too far, it would bring disaster upon the court. Thus, I sincerely hope you are not going to engage in pointless saber rattling. I understand, Your Honor. If you cause this clown to stray from the facts, I'll hold you responsible. Why am I responsible? I'm not the one with the corny jokes. If my room is here, and they looked about yay big, I say they're about 30 feet from my window. Just 30 feet. That's not far at all. It was snowing that night, and it cut down on visibility. I see. Please continue with your testimony regarding the two shadows that you saw. Just think about it. How could I be wrong if Max is always wearing his uppity symbols? Uppity symbols. Lawyers nowadays. Do you even have to go to school anymore to be one? Alright, everyone knows what to do. All together now. Say it with Uncle Mo.
Will you please shut up? Shut up! Shut up, I tell you, shut up!
I must really be utterly and completely worthless as a clown. Yowza! Enough foolishness. Get back on track. What would you say the victim was struck with? You mean the weapon? I have no idea. A weapon wasn't found at the murder scene, right? That's not what I meant. You did say you did see everything, didn't you? Well, yeah, I suppose I did. Wait, no I didn't. I didn't see a weapon. Did you or did you not see the crime of murder committed that night? I will not permit you to harass my witness in this manner. You'd better have an excellent reason for attacking this poor, poor clown. Because if you don't, you know what is waiting for you. A nice penalty. I know there's something wrong with this testimony, but I can't put why I feel this way into words for the judge. Yes, Your Honor. This is incredibly relevant for the case. It's a surprise that will help us later. Mr. Wright, before you resume testimony, you know that you must be penalized. That's enough! Oh no! This case is extremely clear. I see no room for misinterpretation of the facts. This court finds a defendant, Mr. Billy Bob Johns. Whoops! You were pooped that night. Yes, I was very, very tired. Not to mention I had some bad Mexican food. What? The double cheese double? Bean enchilada is a most dangerous menu item. What happened after that, as they say, happens. Ah ha ha. That one was cool, huh? I hear the kids really love toilet humor these days. No, it's mostly just like TikTok and it doesn't require an attention span, Mo. I'm sorry. That joke was so hip, I don't want to ruin it with a reply. Hang on, Mo. Like Mo, I've got a sick meme that the kids will love. Sussy Baka Among Us. It's comedy gold. Comedy gold. Listen to them all laugh. Listen to them all laugh. Pinnacle of comedy. This court sees no reason to further prolong this trial. Wait, what? Did Mo kill us? Oh, for the love of God. We get penalized if he makes a joke. You'd say that practice wrapped up around 10 p.m., correct? See, that's the thing. Huh? How exactly am I supposed to make a joke about 10 p.m.? Now, 8 o'clock, that's something a clown can riff off of. Let's just pretend it was 8 o'clock. That way I can make a great joke. I hate this character. Let's not make it 8 p.m., alright, Mo? What do you mean, let's not? Don't take the clown out of the clowning around. Come on, Nick, just listen to his joke. There are 3 reasons why I don't want to. 1, I probably won't laugh. 2, I'll get hit with a penalty. 3, I'll get whipped. Will the witness just proceed with his factual testimony? You are so boring. I kind of want to hear his joke, though. You know you want to hear the joke. A man goes to his doctor and the doctor asks, how is number 1? The man says, every day at 6. And... Witness, these are exactly the type of jokes you should say for that detective. You knew what would happen. Don't look at me like that. Mr. Wright, you're hereby penalized. This will not become a kangaroo. I've hereby find Maximilian Galactica guilty. He will be killed. It was worth the joke. You just happened to glance out the window. You could say that. You could also say I peeked, stared, glimpsed, peeped eyeballs. Mr. Curls. Oh, I guess synonyms aren't allowed either. I wonder if I should press him further on this issue. Oh, God. Clowns don't need a reason to look out their windows, do they? That's not what I meant. I meant that, well, when we spoke yesterday. Oh, shit. Okay, right. So I'm glad we pressed that, because I completely forgot about this detail. It's been a week since I played this. Once I tucked myself into bed, I heard this amazing noise. It was incredibly loud. It sounded like a giant thump. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. You forgot? Your Honor, the witness looked out of his window upon hearing a loud sound. He did not just simply glance out his window that night. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot to mention that thump, didn't I? Ow! That's not something you just forget to mention. What was the sound like? Well, I guess it kind of sounded like, I guess you could say, Mr. Curls, may the court remind you that humor is unnecessary. No, how'd you know that I was gonna make a joke? Ah ha! I guess that's the sounded like I suppose it sounded like someone getting hit with something very hard. Yeah, that's what it sounded like, honestly. Do you have any clear basis to believe that my witness did not see the crime? I do now, because he says he heard the noise before he looked out the window. The reason is the witness's very own testimony. Mo said that he heard a sound like a thump of someone getting hit. He did say that. However, Mo just stated the following under oath. I kept watching him and all of a sudden Max clonked the ringmaster over the head. If Mo is to believe when he says he looked out the window upon hearing a sound, there is no way that he could have seen Max clonk anyone. When I looked out my window that night, the ringmaster was already face down in the snow. prosecution helped me fill in the gaps of my statement. Von Karma! Tampering with the witnesses again. Now you were saying that you did not see the defendant clonk the ringmaster. Yes. When I looked out my window, the ringmaster had already checked out. Checked out? Yep. He was on a permanent vacation, as they say. Aha! Aha! You did not witness the actual crime. However, you still say you saw the criminal, correct? Yes, exactly. The ringmaster was slumped over and I saw someone's silhouette next to him. Very well. Then can you please testify to this silhouette you saw? I expect the truth for once. It was a bit far away, but that shadow could have only belonged to Max. There's no doubt in it, especially since I saw his uppity symbols, his silk hat, that black cloak. They were all there. The white roses. His face was silhouetted, but there was no doubt that it was him. His cloak was fluttering in the wind, so I couldn't really see what he was carrying. Let me just check one thing real quick. Okay, the cloak is very clearly not black. You say you saw all of Max's uppity symbols? I suppose so. The silk hat and the cloak, right? Mo, everyone knows that Maximilian Galactica has 3 uppity symbols. The cloak's the wrong color. That's what I was homing in on. Silk hat, cloak, white roses. I was homing in on the cloak. But, hey, we still got there. To be honest, there weren't any roses on the person I saw. The crime scene was dark. It was obvious it was too dark to see that kind of detail. But the witness said he was able to see the silhouette of the criminal's face. Not to mention that the roses are white. There's no way he could have missed them. Then the roses must have fallen off when the defendant assaulted the victim. If that was the case, then the police would have found them near the crime scene. Trillo saw them all. Trillo saw all 3 of Max's symbols. However, this witness claims there was no white roses on the person he saw. There is absolutely no doubt that this is the contradiction. Frankly, I have my doubts about this witness. It seems that, unlike wine, the witness has not grown more mature with it. Even the judge hates him. There's no doubt in my mind. There were no white roses on that night. However, all the other symbols were there. I'm equally sure of that. Especially the silk hat. There was no way I could forget seeing the decorations on it. He was wearing it the entire time he was on the scene. He was wearing it the entire time that he was on the scene. The hat was found at the scene of the crime. This wouldn't happen to be the silk hat you saw that night, would it? Yep, that's it. That's the hat he was wearing that night. No question in your mind. Exactly how would one mistake a thing like that? I see. Is there some sort of problem, Mr. Wright? Miss Von Karma, where exactly was the silk hat found? Must you always ask these questions? It was found at the crime scene. It's sinking in. Let her realize it. The crime scene. That means... The silk hat fell off at the crime scene. However, the witness clearly testified to the contrary. The witness stated that he was wearing it the entire time he was on the scene. No! That's not true! What is the meaning of all this? You were old enough to know better than to behave like this in court. Hey, that's just not right. That's so harsh. What's not right here is your eyesight and your memory, amongst other things. What? Why are you being so mean to me? What did I do? Let me guess. You just didn't like my jokes or something, right? You didn't have to go and insult my eyesight or my memory. They're both great. Seriously, why? Just because you were sitting above me, no matter I'll always be younger than you. Treat me with the respect I deserve.
Will you please shut up? Shut up! Shut up, I tell you, shut up!
He left the scene wearing that dumb silk hat. He was there. He left the scene. What's the matter, Nick? There's something I've been mulling over for a while now. Mo. What do you want? You just said that he left the scene. Exactly how did the murderer leave the scene of the crime? What? He went... What do you mean, how did he leave the scene? You can't ask me that. Mr. Phoenix Wright is badgering the witness, Your Honor. This witness's testimony is so full of holes, Miss Von Karma's protest is useless. The answer's obvious. He just turned around and walked away. Well. Look at this picture. In this photo, we can clearly see the footprints of the victim. However, where are the criminals' footprints? They aren't there. Oh no, is this gonna be the moment where Von Karma is like, "You foolish fool, Phoenix Wright. That's because the accused can fly." His witness has already proven that his testimony is completely unreliable. I move to strike all of this witness's testimony from the court record. I agree. This clown's testimony is as rickety as the clown car he came to court in. Did he seriously drive to court in a clown car? Fine, I'll tell you the truth this time. Like, Mo, you've had a chance to tell us the truth like 4 times. The testimony you provided up until now has been false. It hasn't been false, I haven't lied. It's just what? It's just I was a bit confused on the bit about the criminal leaving the scene. Especially since Von Karma and her whip told me not to talk about what I really saw. Like, this man is going to ruin the prosecution. Your Honor, if you had heard the truth from this witness, you would have exactly the same opinion as I have. What opinion is that? It's not funny. Is he gonna say that he flew? Is this it? Is this what it's come to? Now it's time for our next segment, Mo Knows. Everything that I've said up until now has been the truth. When I looked out the window, the ringmaster was down and Max was standing above him. He wasn't wearing his white roses, but he was wearing the silk hat. That's when I saw. I don't fucking believe this.
Why are we still here? Just to suffer?
He flew! He jumped up and flew through the air! He flew right off and disappeared into the darkness! That's why there was no footprints! Flying people don't leave footprints! I told you it wasn't funny. Do you believe me now? Maximilian Galactica is a world-class magician. But to leave the scene of a crime by flying, there's no way that actually happened. You're right. Why is she right? You believe the other witnesses. Why won't you believe me? Especially since it's the best part of the story. To be honest, this is the first time I've heard of a flying criminal. Are we seriously entertaining this? Are we seriously fucking entertaining this?
My leg, and my arm, even my fingers. The body I've lost.
He's telling the truth, Your Honor. I just want to see what happens. What he just said was so strange. I don't think he would have made it up. Which means that he's telling the truth. That's what I think. Don't be ridiculous. Magic does not exist. I mean, in fairness for this statement, like, we've had a spirit medium testify in court like 4 times. There is some credibility, as stupid as it all is. The criminal disappeared into the sky. I'd love to believe that, but I just can't wrap my head around how that could actually happen. You imbecile. If you disregard a need for proof, Miss Von Karma's case is sound. However, I've got the feeling that this case is in dire need of more investigation. Thus, I will conclude today's proceedings at this point. It's an undisputed fact that the criminal left no footprints at the scene. Tomorrow, I want us to find out the reason behind this mystery of mysteries. Grr. I believe that's enough for today. Court is adjourned. Please promise me we never see Mo again. Hey, sweeties. What in the world is going on? That's what I wanted to know. They say the criminal flew off into the air and disappeared. Max, I can't believe I'm asking this, but you didn't fly that night.
Won't stop hurting. It's like they're all still there. You feel it too, don't you?
I'm in so much pain right now. I know you didn't mean to ask me such a fabulously stupid question. I can't fly whenever I please. It's not that easy. But it looks so effortless for you on stage. It's not that simple. I'm not actually flying on stage. Thank God. I use invisible wires and I have them hoist me through the air. Wow, you just told me the secret to your magic. No, I broke the first rule. The cardinal rule. The only rule. I'm sorry, Max. I made you break a magician's creed to never reveal the secret to their tricks. Nick, what do we do now? All we can do now is hope we find the flying criminal. So Max can't fly. Oh shit, that means he's still out there. You mind hurrying up and getting me out of this place? We're doing our best, Max. Just hang in there. A little while ago, some people from a local TV station came by. Since I'm a famed magician, they said, let's make you your very own TV special. Really? What kind of TV special? Maximilian Galactica, the Great Prison Escape. It will be aired live. Hey, that sounds like it will be an awesome special. But if I do the special before I'm acquitted, they'll never let me out of here for real. Well, it would surely be an unnecessary addition to your troubles with the law. That's what I was thinking, but the production staff is already working on the show. If you don't get me out quick, I'll have no choice but to stage a real prison break. Can I just quit? I don't care what the stoogey clown says. It wasn't me. Max, do you mind teaching me the trick behind flying? You'll have to forgive me, sweetie. The difference between me and cheap imitation magicians is I keep my mouth shut. Despite revealing the trick, like, 10 minutes ago. Okay, I was thinking about this in court today. I've got a favor to ask of you. Anything for you, sweetie. Be friends with the other performers in the circus. Fabulous, a great joke. Why would I be friends with a bunch of hacks like them? But I've won on the world stage. I've won the International Grand Prix. International Grand Prix? Performers should always look to perform on the world stage. The performers at this circus are completely and utterly devoid of ambition. That is something that I simply cannot tolerate. Ambition, huh? Like Grand Prix? Oh my sweeties want to hear all about the Grand Prix, don't they? To be honest though, I've told the story like 100 times already, so it's a bit boring. We're sorry to make you tell it again. Voila, here, take a look at this. I just happen to have a picture from the Grand Prix with me. Just look at that fabulous stage. That is the first stage I ever flew on. I flew right over the audience. The crowd erupted into applause. At that time, I thought to myself that I could die right then, and die a happy man. I'll never forget how I felt that night. The emotions, the acclaim. My sweeties, you can have this picture of my triumph. Just make sure you show it to all the other members of the circus. Look and learn. That's what you should tell them. Learn how to get thrown in jail. Okay, so this might be important then. Let me tell you something, pal. Listen to that old clown sucks all your energy. Every time he's done talking, he looks at you like you should be doing something. I think he's waiting for you to laugh at his jokes. I know that, pal. You have any idea how much your face hurts if you fake laughing that much? And Ziska really set you up bad this time, didn't she? If you ask me, she should be listening to Mo herself. No way, pal. You're not gonna get me to backbite a woman with a whip. No way. Why are you defending her? Prosecutor Von Karma's always got her eyes on this. And every time you definitely don't want her to show up. Poof, there she is. Don't show up, don't show up, don't show up, please don't show up. According to the clown, the culprit jumped from here and disappeared into the sky. If that's what happened, it means the killer passed right by this window, pal. Oh, I see. Who lives in that room? Behind the window up there. The acrobat's got his room up on the 3rd floor, it seems. Okay, the acrobat was not at practice. Okay, we're gonna have to go there. Oh no, I gotta check on Mo. Mo's not here, thank God. If he was here, you would have been able to tell even before you stepped into his room. I'm sure you would have heard him laughing away. Aha, 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 aha. Check the cafe. Oh no. Why does everyone cry when they eat Mexican pizza? Because you're there with them, Mo. You just won't let them enjoy the pizza. Because they're in the Cafe Teary-Eye. Exactly, it's an incredibly sad place, that cafe.
What a waste of time.
You 100% sure about your testimony, Zay? I saw what I saw, I swear. That creep just flew through the air. It wasn't exactly flying per se. It was more like floating. The silhouette of his face made me positive it was Max. I don't see a cyclops, he must be telling the truth. Okay, so how can it not be that? If Mo genuinely has seen the costume go up into the air, is it just like on a pulley system or something like that? Is that what it just comes down to? Like, is it just someone with like a fishing line out the top window and they're just like dangling it and then they reel it in? If someone set up a pulley system or something like that using the flying equipment for the suit, they bring it upstairs, they bring it to the room. There was the acrobat's room up there. We've only been there once to check on the monkey. What's the fucking acrobat because he's the only one missing from practice? Ah, not this picture. He showed it to you guys too. Oh, you've seen it as well. Well, you know what they say about Maximilian Galactica. He really gets around. Oh yeah, He didn't just show me the picture. What do you mean? He showed me his bust too. Let me tell you, that thing is a... Oh my god. You'd make us so much. It's clearly this bust. It's clearly this bust. Phrasing is very important here. Phrasing is very important. Okay, there's no way the writers could write this with a straight face. I wouldn't mind here. This is the worst case in the game. Max's bust should be on that small table over there. There's nothing over there. Really? Oh yeah. When was it? I'd say it was about 5 days ago. All of a sudden, the bust disappeared. It disappeared. If you want to see it, there's a photo on the bulletin board over there. Hey, this thing is really cool. Nick, I want someone to make a bust of me. Sure, as long as I'm not paying for it. Aw. Okay, Max G bust. The bust went missing from the cafeteria. I mean, if the ringmaster was killed with a blunt object, it's very possible that he was killed with the bust. Was it just dropped on him? Oh god. If the costume was on like a pulley or something and just like rose up. There's no footprints. Did they just fucking drop this? Well, on the morning of the crime, over on that bulletin board, this piece of paper was posted front and center. Piece of paper. It's torn, so I don't know what it said, but I could see its title. Yikes. It says, "To the murderer." Wait, what? Yep, that's what it says, but the rest of it has been ripped off. I don't know who posted it. When did you find this? The morning before the murder. What? To the murderer. The fuck? Nick, I think we better follow up on this important lead. Mo, what? Yeah, why didn't you mention this in the court record? It was like, why wasn't this taken into evidence? You're the worst character. You know anything about this note? The morning of the murder, it was posted on the wall in the cafeteria. I do know about that note. When I read it, my heart certainly skipped a beat. While I was enjoying my morning tea, the ringmaster and company entered the room. And company? I guess it wasn't really a company. It was just the ringmaster and my sweetie pie. When the ringmaster read the note, he turned an incredible bright red. All of a sudden, he tore it off the wall and shoved it into the pocket of his tailcoat. What? Out of curiosity, what in the world was written on that thing? Let's see. Oh, I don't want to steal the fun from my sweeties. No, Max. I'm defending you in court. Tell me what it says. You useless piece of shit. I could tell you what the vital evidence is, but you'll have to work for it. It's only my life on the line, you understand. It's no fun if I don't earn it. Hey, do you see that? There's a scrap of paper shoved into the pocket of the tailcoat. You know, I've got a feeling I know what that is. Bet that's the other half of the note that Mo gave us. Hurry up and check this thing out, Nick. What does it say? What does it say? The murderer. I have conclusive evidence of what took place. Meet me at 10 p.m. tonight at the Lodging House Plaza. What? That's when the murder took place. Now we need to find out who called out the ringmaster. Is the ringmaster a killer?
Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Oh. Nick, what is it? That beeping sound. It's Miss Von Karma. Every time I hear that sound, she's usually not very far behind. Some sort of pager or something. If you don't mind, pal, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Quick. Well, let's go inside. It's freezing out here. Wind's biting ass. Oh, I wonder who it could be. Von Karma, you didn't need to assault her. Von Karma! It was a real battle today in court, wasn't it, Mr. Phoenix Wright? You have to jump out and scare us like that. What can I do for you? Tomorrow will be the day my dream finally comes true. I mean, the story of my defeat at your hands making the national news. Ha ha ha. National news? You possess such a small sense of scale. The global news, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Your miserable plight will be known internationally. I've got conclusive evidence and a conclusive witness. Need any more hints? Conclusive witness? You must mean the acrobat, right? I'm putting in the summons for him to be called as a witness as we speak. It's the final nail in your coffin, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Why do you keep giving Nick the evil eye? Doesn't matter if you prove the defendant guilty tomorrow. Nothing will be able to bring your dad back. My dad? You must mean the esteemed Manfred von Karma. Of course, your dad. I know you miss him. Enough out of you. One more word and you'll get a mouthful of whip. Now, when did I ever bring up my papa's name in this? Or any other conversation? Then, and what's this revenge thing you're talking about? You wouldn't understand, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I have to see him again. One more time. Edgeworth? I'm sure you know to whom I refer. Miles Edgeworth. What? Edgeworth? Mr. Edgeworth? Do you know who it was that trained the gifted prosecutor? Miles Edgeworth. Manfred von Karma. Exactly right. It was my papa. That means that Edgeworth was. Right again. Miles was like a little brother to me. The man who inspired me to become an attorney. I fought against him in a few cases. But a little after that case was over, he vanished. It's your fault he is gone. Huh? It's the truth, isn't it, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Aye. Nick, what does she mean? Edgeworth was never quite the same after that case. And then, with the case after that one, all he left was a simple note at the prosecutor's office. Holy shit. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth chooses death. It was a few months after you left to go back home. Mr. Edgeworth. He's dead. I don't believe it. He's still alive. I'm sure of it. Somewhere in this world, he's alive. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth chooses death? Of course he did. You ruined his reputation as a prosecutor. You effectively killed the prosecutor in him, just like your victory muddied the honorable name von Karma. I'm going to find him, and then I'm going to teach him his rightful place with my own 2 hands. Nick, about Mr. Edgeworth. Maya, I already told you this once. Don't make me do it again. Don't bring up his name in front of me again, okay? Nick? Miss von Karma. What? I don't know if you're God's gift to prosecutors or not, but I've had enough of you. Him too. What in the world happened? This dog is all bark and no bite. He's already been defeated. Regardless, I have nothing to inform you two of today. Tomorrow will be the greatest courtroom battle this country has ever seen. Nick? Let's go. We need to talk with the performer on the 3rd floor. Sorry I brought it up, Nick. Okay, Acro's room.
You may have noticed a few alerts during this segment. Let's rewind a little.
Thank you to everyone's actually subbing there. I didn't realize we actually hit a hype train. I'm sorry again just to have the chat in sub mode. I just hope it's understandable. Like, I don't want to be spoiled playing it, you know? And I hope that's reasonable. That was the master plan, RT.
Yes, you see, for it was I that spoiled the plot of the second Phoenix Wright game. I did it so RTGame could secure a financial investment on Twitch.
Von Karma! It's kind of shitty. You shouldn't support my career in that way. Anon, thank you for the 40 fucking quid there. Jesus. It's understandable. Even Von Karma is secretly a fan of yours and just want what's best. You think Von Karma is like watching the stream?
Would you please stop spoiling the game for me? I want to see how this one goes. I want to see that foolish fool Phoenix Wright losing court. And you are spoiling the plot for me. Oh yes, for you see, it is I that deal revenge as part of all my machinations.
He's a true gamer.
Yes, for you see, it was I that used my Twitch Prime subscription on your channel, Daniel.
Fun gamer.
Yes, you see, for it was I that was the imposter in the Among Us lobby. You naive fools, you didn't suspect a thing. I've been getting away with murder. before your very eyes.
Von Sussy. Manfred von Karma gives 10 quid, and his donation message is,
I am always watching.
and someone else just gave a gift sub to the Twitch channel with the name Von Karma. M Von Karma DL6 gives 20 quid and says, I got convicted by a parrot and a metal detector. How have things degraded since my time in prison to be even more outlandish? Also, Von Sussy Baka gave 5 quid earlier and says,
Yes, you see, it was I. I was the imposter. Ooh.
Boss has got a donation coming in from this is my favorite. Manfred von Chicken Korma. Thank you very much for your support. Like, this is the worst case I've played, but I'm having a lot of fun right now. We have another wonderful donation that just came in from Manfred von Beef Korma that says,
Yes, you see, it was I who secretly switched the recipe to beef.
Thanks, Manfred von Beef Korma. Manfred Vrunk Karm gives 10 quid and says,
I can relate. I too need a drink after experiencing even a fragment of Phoenix's life.
Manfred, how many Manfreds are there? Manfred von Pretapanche. Von Karma, an actual chicken, gives 5 quid.
But you see, Daniel, that was my greatest trick, becoming a chicken. You wouldn't believe how funny it is. I'm glad to hear that my fellow Von Karmas schemed to support you, Mr. Drift King. That is the title I'm told they used to call you back in college.
For all I know, all these Von Karmas are like the same fucking guy. Also, thanks for Manfred von Chicken Karmasan.
Yes, you see, for it was I that ate your leftover chicken parmesan.
There's too many Von Karmas. There's too many. They keep coming. Like, everyone who donates right now is just some variant of Von Karma. Manfred von Reddit Karma.
It was I who downvoted your posts, Mr. Wright.
I'm gonna die. People are making fucking Twitch accounts with these now too. Like, someone just made an account called Von Karma 2.
Von Karma is not one man, it is an idea. And like myself, ideas are bulletproof.
Like, half my chat is just gonna be Von Karma at this rate. Manfred von Pharma.
It is I, the man trying to get healthcare for all.
There's so many versions of food. Manfred von Parma.
It was I who fell in love with prosciutto in prison.
Oh, my brain's just turned the fucking mush. Milkman von Karma. Manfred von Schwarma.
It was I that ate your leftovers from the place down the road you like.
Franziska von Karma now gives 5 quid and says, I'm surprised I have so many relatives. It just keeps going. Damon Gantz here and just gave a sub as well.
Well, I thought I'd get in on the Von Karma Ace Attorney action, you know. I can't let Von Karma hold all the spotlight here.
Manfred Mom Karma.
Take a drink, Mr. RT. It would be a shame if you were to get hurt by my people.
Thanks, Manfred Mom Karma. Wait till the credits. The sub-credits. Just at the end of the stream, it's just gonna be like 30 different Von Karmas. XX Perfect Prosecution. XX.
For you see, it was I who 360 no-scoped you in that elevator.
Mo the Clown also gets 5 quid and says, ah ha ha, Von Karma joke. Ah ha ha, ah ha ha. Wait, there's another one. Fran Chili Con Carne. You foolish fool. Only a fool would host a Von Karma family potluck without a Latin flair. There's Manfred Don Lama, there's Manfred von Darman, Manfred von Dalai Lama. Thank you to the Manfred von Karma family get-together for all your financial support. Marvin Grossberg gives 2 quid and says, "But why was I at the boathouse?" Polly gives 50 quid and says,
Squawk? I got the work cut out for me. What? So many Von Karmas to accuse. What?
"Maya von Karma. But you see, Nick, I was Von Karma all along." The chemical factory also gave 6 quid. "Have you seen Von Karma? We've been missing him." Weenix Prite gives 11 quid. "Hey, have you seen Isles Medgeworth anywhere? I'm kind of looking for him." The fan art of this Von Karma family reunion is going to be crazy. I can't wait for it. Can someone please do like the Von Karma like family picnic where it's like every version of them? And it's like somewhere on the premises of like a building, there's like an elevator shaft, but it has a sign that says out of service. Manfred Mom Karma gives 10 quid and says, "A picnic sounds wonderful, dearie, but I seem to have left my grocery upstairs. The stairs are blocked off. Could you be a dear?" Detective Gumshoe gives 10 quid. "You're getting but a taste of my daily life, pal. At least you aren't getting whipped by your old boss's traitor dad's child while doing it." That's a hell of a statement. "Gumshoe, you need to keep your salary." Detective Gumshoe gives another 10 quid and says, "Don't worry, pal. Von Karma Prime is giving out rebates to any donations to his favorite streamer. He's kind of bored in prison, you know." Detective Bumshoe gives 300 bits and says, "Hey pal, I just took 57 consecutive pay cuts. The Von Karma potluck visited the precinct and it wasn't a pretty sight. Let me know if you're looking for any hard workers, pal." The Von Karma potluck is just like putting everyone out of a job. How can a potluck cause this much damage?
You may now resume your scheduled broadcasting, but just know I am always watching you, always biting for control of your viewing experience.
We need to talk to this guy. Oh, he's got birds. "You must be Phoenix Wright." "Yes, pleased to meet you. I'm Ken Dingling. But here at the circus, everyone just calls me Acro." "Acro, you're a member of this circus as well?" "That's right. I mainly performed in the tightrope or the flying trapeze. But nowadays, all I perform in is my wheelchair. When I was a kid, my parents failed miserably at business. Then one night, they decided to run away from it all, without me. Oh, the only person who was willing to take my parents' place was the ringmaster. The ringmaster took such incredible care of me. He was truly a lifesaver. I decided that I would devote my entire life to find a way to repay him. And now, look how someone repaid him for all the good in his life. Perhaps he was too kind to his performers. Perhaps he was too kind to his daughter. I wonder if he spoiled Regina. Regina is too cute. She's truly a princess." "Truly a princess? Are you sure that's a good thing?" Do I detect a hint of a grudge against Regina? I'm sorry to ask, but why are you in a wheelchair?" "The nerves in my legs are badly damaged. And you can't walk now. I can't even stand now. And since I live on the 3rd floor, I can't even leave this building by myself." That seems comically cruel. The accident happened during an acrobat session, right? Oh, he's hiding something. Doesn't seem like Acro's injuries were acrobatic in nature. "What's on your mind, Mr. Wright?" "Well, exactly when were you injured?" "It's been almost 6 months since I was hurt. I injured my legs during practice. 6 months ago." "What in the world went on at the circus then?" "At night, I was in bed sleeping when I heard a huge sound coming from below my window." "I see. The scene of the crime was right below your window." "That's when I looked out the window." "What did you see?" "He was flying straight up into the air." Oh. Maximilian Galactica. He saw Maximilian Galactica fly, so what does that mean? Because like, there's only so many people that it could be. He's hiding something though, so we gotta work out what he's hiding first. Okay, let's show him the note. What's this? That's what we want to know. It was posted in the cafeteria the morning before the murder. In the cafeteria? What happened? He suddenly looks incredibly serious. If it's got something to do with her, then you should go straight to the source. Her? Gina, ask her about it. I can check the note. You haven't forgotten what happened 6 months ago, have you? I have conclusive evidence of what took place. His accident was 6 months ago. Maybe that's a motive. Like, so he kind of became close to the ringmaster, an accident happened, and maybe he held a grudge. And he's hiding something still. Okay, that's really significant. Even then, like, how would he set up a rope system? Is it just him with like a fishing line out the window? Did he like fucking drop a bowling ball and it's just like fish away, Max? Oh no, the lion's back. Got a bad feeling about this. Uh-oh. Yeah, Nick. Wonderful. Today's special must be Filet-O Phoenix. He's dead again.
Stay! Stay! Heal!
What do you make about this death note? Gina, have you ever seen this before?
I know what this is. Really? Well, it was in my pocket for a while. I guess I noticed it was in there around breakfast time.
Breakfast time.
Yeah, I always take Acro as breakfast in the morning. That's when I also take out the trash in his room. Then I go to the cafeteria and eat my own breakfast.
That's when you realize the piece of paper was in your pocket.
Yep, but since I'm not a murderer, I just figured it belonged in someone else's pocket.
And then what?
I wondered if the person who lost it was in trouble, so...
You didn't put it on the bulletin board in the cafeteria, did you? What? Her and Acro are the prime suspects. I think it's one of the two. And it's weird to say that it's her, because it's her dad that's dead. That's not right. It's a pity about what happened to the ringmaster.
Dad?
Everyone loved him, didn't they? He must have been quite a man.
He was. I love my dad so much.
Hate to say it, but she doesn't seem all that broken up about her father.
That's why I feel so lonely.
Now that I won't be able to see him for a while. For a while?
Yeah. When Leon died, I talked with my dad and he told me that. When someone dies, they just become a star in the heavens. That's why I love the night so much. I can see everyone who's gone.
Someone dies, they just become a star in the heavens. That's kind of sweet.
Do you really think that one day I'll be a star too? Of course. You really think so?
Yeah, you will. I think. Okay, Regina, you're gonna die someday. You'll get your comeuppance. Don't you worry.
Hey, Mr. Attorney. Huh? If you saw that monkey, you'd get my costume back for me, wouldn't you? It's really important to me.
No.
Leave it all up to us.
Guess there's no turning around down that request.
Yeah, you're really gonna do it?
Now that the ringmaster is gone, what are you going to do? That's all I've taught about the past 2 days. Everyone loved Russell. You've heard Acro's story, haven't you? How he was adopted when he was younger. He's calmed down a bit now, but he was livid when he heard about the murder. Acro was so upset that he said he couldn't go on. He was that upset. Yes, he was. Anyway, I gave it some thought. Maybe I should give up on trying to be a half-baked clown. I've been thinking of trying on the ringmaster shoes. No. You should just retire and not work again. All that's left is to see if everyone can get over the tragedy. You know. Tragedy, you know. What is he talking about? He must mean the tragic death of the ringmaster, right? Yes, that's it. You're right, girlie. Dang. Correctamundo. You mean ding. I mean, no disrespect here, but are you lying to us? No, not at all. What makes you think that? The way you said if everyone can get over the tragedy seemed a bit strange. Sounded like you were talking about something from a long time ago. Eek! Oh, shit. This guy will not go easy. It was about 6 months ago. It was just a little accident. Give me a break. Us old men have accidents. I wear big pants for a reason. Okay, so there's 2 Cyclocks now. What in the world went on at this circus? Okay. There's no need to look so scary when you ask me. Hey, look over there. Some juicy burgers. Let's eat that. Let's eat instead. Unfortunately, I'm more of a grilled chicken sandwich man myself. Okay, good to know. Oh, you said something about an accident. Wouldn't happen to be the cause of the accident, would it? Cause of the accident? I don't think I have that bit of evidence. What's that? I hear something. Stop it, Nick. You're scaring me. Oh, it's money. That monkey's holding something. That's it. That's the thing that means a lot to Regina, remember? Alright, time to take on this monkey attorney style. Hold it like decisive theme is playing. I gotta fight the monkey. Start with a scratch. Ooh. We died. I tried to have a monkey-to-monkey talk with him. I really did. Nick, you. I swiped it while money was distracted. Wow, you're really on the ball today, Nick. It doesn't fit me at all. Oh well, I guess it's time for you to lay off the... Jesus, Phoenix. Not to mention it doesn't look like something any girl I know would actually wear. He's out for blood today.
Yay, thank you. You really got it back for me.
Don't mention it.
I love you, Mr. Attorney.
It's nothing. Hey, Regina. That costume is yours, right? I tried it on, but it didn't fit me. Huh? This costume? This isn't mine. It was Leon's. Leon's? You know, the lion she told us about. Oh, the one that someone killed. Leon, he was killed, wasn't he? That's right, my dad killed him. Why? Well, Leon did something really bad during practice. During practice? Leon was sitting down, and then he opened his mouth. You know, gah. Usually when he did that, I would put my head into his mouth. But you put your head into a lion's mouth? I sure did. The people in the crowd always loved seeing me do that. They'd always start screaming. Anyways, what was the bad thing? Oh yeah, Leon bit someone during that practice. And that's when Leon... Yeah, that's when he became a star in the sky. Poor thing. Acro was injured by Leon. Put down. But Acro was like, it's not Leon's fault. You murderer. Sends the note. Is it really just gonna be a fishing line then? Did he just like drop a bowling ball on him? Or the bust? This was the accident. I heard a little bit about it from Regina. Leon made a mistake during a practice, right? How did you? Out of curiosity, who was bitten? Come on, Mo, don't climb up on me now. Who did Leon bite on the head? Well, I promised I wouldn't say anything. Promised? He's involved in this too. Oh, is this the person that you promised you wouldn't say anything? Acro. It must have been Acro, right? How did you know? I'm sorry, Acro. He's still alive. But when he got bit, he suffered massive brain damage. He'll never recover from the coma that he's in. Wait, is there another performer? Oma. All he does now is lie in his bed at the hospital. And that's all he's ever going to be able to do. I see. How is this related to Acro? He's his brother. Oh shit. Oh god, this is sad thing, cause like I guess Acro was taking revenge on like kind of what happened in some capacity. Sean Dinkling, but everyone always calls him Bat. He fell in love with Regina. Trying to win her love was his downfall. Everyone seems to fall in love with Regina. 6 months ago, while we were practicing, all of a sudden Bat blurts out, "Let me perform with Leon." Why'd he do that? I don't know, but that's what caused the accident. Oh, good God. I'll never forget that moment. It was so strange. Leon had the weirdest look in his face. He was smiling. You mean Leon? Yes, Leon. When he bit down, he was smiling. Jesus. We never told the police about the incident. The circus would have been shut down if we had. The next day, the ringmaster took Leon out and shot him with a rifle. But all his truthfulness has put me in the mood for a burger. Here, you two have some pepper. There he goes again, acting like his normal crazy self. There's more pepper. Achoo! Nice, what a wonderful sneeze. Huh? You think so? You sneeze with pepper and slip on a banana peel. That's basic clownsmanship. Other than Regina, I'd never seen a cuter sneezer. Does Regina sneeze with pepper too? She does. I would always tease her with pepper. There's a pepper allergy, that's interesting. But why was it in the box? Leon, 6 months ago you were attacked by the lion. That's when you were injured. That's the first one. I'm no animal tamer. If a lion was coming at me, I'd be running for the exit. Okay, maybe attacked is not the best word to be using. Let me rephrase that as battled the lion. He seemed to enjoy telling jokes. Why would I decide to battle a lion? Because you had to fight it. You had to fight to save someone. Profiles? Fact. It was a shame what happened to your brother 6 months ago. You tried to save him, didn't you? And that's how you got that terrible injury. You two ended up at the center of the same accident, together, like always. I see. But an accident is an accident. It wasn't anyone's fault. You haven't broken Acro's last psych lock. It must be one incredibly deep-seated secret. It wasn't anyone's fault. Do you care to explain more? Maybe someone you don't seem to like much is the reason you're being evasive. Russell Berry. I don't want to lose all my progress. I'm gonna need some of that for court. Oh, Regina. We're okay, we still got there. Well done, Mr. Attorney. You've got quite the set of eagle eyes. You know, her tiger tried to attack me. Regent tried to attack you? Twice. Ha ha. She wasn't serious, I'm sure. You're not trying to insinuate that I believe she spurred on Leon to attack Bat, are you? Leon was never thought a command to attack people. Regina isn't capable of doing anything like that. Besides, Regina had no reason to want to hurt my little brother. Regina and Bat were such good friends back then. But you still hate Regina. Got proof of it. Do I? What? What are you talking about? Oh, maybe I overdid it again. If I can hand something over to Acro, maybe it'll... Here's proof that you had it out for Regina all along. It's gotta be the note. It can't be the pepper here. Surely not. This. Where'd you get it? Regina posted it on the bulletin board in the cafeteria. Before that, it was in her pocket. You wrote this. Then you put it in her pocket. That's right, isn't it? That's right. Well done, Mr. Wright. We broke them all. We still have some psychic energy left for the court. 6 months ago, my younger brother Bat had a dare with Regina. A dare? An absurd dare. If I can put my head inside of Leon's mouth like you do, you have to go to the movies with me on a date. Oh, God. That's insane. Didn't he know how dangerous that is? We all thought he was being stupid too. That line was very old to begin with. And age brought with it countless experience in doing that very trick. Unfortunately, this particular time, I guess Leon wasn't ready or willing. And that's when the accident happened. He just wanted to take her out to the movies. Poor Bat. I went to the hospital yesterday to visit him. I see. I'm still waiting for him to open his eyes again. And that's the reason why I keep going. This case sucks in like multiple capacities. I hate loads of the characters. I hate some of the rubbish plot for this. And then the real reason behind it all is just really fucking sad. Oh yeah, I wanted you to take a look at this. What is it? This is the scarf my brother was wearing when Leon attacked him. Gross, it's covered in blood. This scarf. It was a present from Regina to my brother on the day of the accident. When he did it, he looked like he was smiling. Leon, obviously. Nick. I know, most of the same thing. What do you think it all means? I'll be taking that scarf, if you don't mind. Miss Von Karma! I've already heard everything, so hand over the scarf. But the scarf is evidence in the trial. That is for me to decide. I think we should begin our preparations now, Acro. Preparations? I've served a summons to Acro to appear in court tomorrow as a witness. Acro, we'll talk more at the prosecutor's office. Von Karma, no, we were interrogating him. Now what will we do, Nick? How are we gonna handle tomorrow? Don't worry about it. I'll figure something out. Look at you all full of confidence. You must have found something you can use. It's all beginning to come together now. Another key point and similarity between games. What is it with Von Karma stealing evidence? That's vital to the case. You don't seem like your usual sparkling self today. I'm always like this before I go in front of an audience. I'm working up to it. Tee-hee. Don't get nervous, Maxie. Here, have a glass of milk. Is the milk gonna be evidence? You came to watch my performance today. Of course I did. Mo told me that I should come and watch this. Mo said that. Well, Max, looks like it's time to raise the curtain. I'll see you later. Today I'm just a member of the audience. Fabulous. Enjoy yourself out there. Gene is different, don't you think, Nick? This character needs to die. Top of the morning to you! Everybody, let's get ready to get stuck in legal limbo. How low can you go? Mo. Top of the morning to you, governor! That's not even right. That's like stereotypical Irish and then British slang. You want us to make sure Regina watches? Yes, that's why I brought her here to court today. Mo, you fucking awful. You're bringing her to court to, like, hear a bunch of people talk about her dead dad. She needs to know that when people die, they don't just become stars. I may be an old-fashioned clown, but I don't believe in people becoming stars. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? This is a way of processing grief, Mo. Mo's the guy who's like, your cat didn't make it to heaven. God doesn't let your cat in. Your cat is dead and buried. Like, Mo. The fuck? God, I hate these characters. At least we have the judge. I never thought I'd see the day where the judge is one of the characters that I can, like, lean on as, like, an anchor. We have discovered a new witness. Or shall I say, a new eyewitness. One that saw Maximilian Galactica fly off from the scene of the crime. Oh, so we're back to fucking entertaining that he's flying. I hate this. I hate this. This sucks. I can't believe this. Man who hates bad writing plays Phoenix Wright, justice for all. Name and occupation. Ken Dinglin, but everyone calls me Acro. I'm employed as an acrobat at the Very Big Circus. The night of the crime, the witness saw something quite shocking. Would you tell us what you witnessed? Okay, it was just after 10 p.m. and I was resting in my bed. Around that time, I heard a large thump noise from outside the window. Then, a few moments later, I saw someone flying right by my window. It was Max Galactica. I only saw him from behind, but that's who it looked like. To be honest, when I saw that, I thought I was dreaming. The witness's testimony matches up exactly with that of the clown. If that's the case, there is very little the prosecution need add. All that's left is to explain how the defendant disappeared into the sky that night. Before we get that far, I'd like to cross-examine the witness. A foolish choice by a foolish fool who wishes to feel the foolish sadness of a sad fool. You foolish, sad fool, Mr. Foolish Phoenix Foolish Wright. Why do you foolishly entertain these foolish notions in this foolish court? The lights off, you were still able to clearly see a human fly by your window. He's got his hat. That shouldn't make any sense. The safety lights lit things up enough for me to see. But honestly, there was only enough light for me to see the silhouette outside my window. I clearly saw the silk hat, as well as the cloak wrapped around his body. The hat was left behind, so he shouldn't have had it. Yep, there is something wrong here. It's the fact that the hat was left behind at the crime scene. The hat was found at the crime scene. You claim to have seen the exact same thing Mo saw that night. Do you stand by that? What do you mean? The silk hat. What about the silk hat? I saw it on Max's head as he flew by my window. That's the ringmaster's hat, right? Oh, he doesn't know. Afraid not. No matter how you look at it, this is Max's silk hat. Where are you going with this, Mr. Wright? Are you saying that Max has two silk hats? No, this is handmade, one-of-a-kind model, made only for Maximilian Galactica. Which means, Acro, that you've been fibbing on the stand. What would cause his witness to commit perjury in this court today? Are we going in that Acro is the real culprit? Your Honor, on this occasion, the defense accuses Acro himself. Accuses Acro? What in the world are you accusing him of? Obviously, we accuse him of the murder of Mr. Russell Berry. Your Honor, don't allow yourself to be swayed by theatrics. Trying to wow the crowd with smoke and mirrors is the oldest bluff in the book. Really? Yes, Your Honor. How have you not heard of this? If you don't believe me, just look at the witness. He's calm enough for it to almost be scary. But he has a very clear motivation. Your Honor, a small woodpecker appears to be pecking at my eyes right now. Can we please get these birds under control? I can't even stand up by myself, let alone leave the lodging house. Well, that's true. I understand that Mr. Wright is just trying to help his client. But to do this by accusing me of a murder of all things. See? Even a sliver of common sense makes it clear the accusation is ludicrous. He's right, way to pick on the disabled, you heartless, cruel man. Not a good image for Phoenix right now, is it? But it is him. Phoenix is a poopy head. Who fucking said that? I can hear the defense now. Acro had an accomplice. What do you say about this, Mr. Wright? Did Acro have an accomplice? Oh no, I think I know who the accomplice is. It's the monkey. You must not have heard that sound just now. Maybe it wasn't clear enough. The sound of you fall into your own trap can be hard to notice sometimes. Mr. Wright, it seems as if you won't be stopping at Acro, but will be making other accusations. If Acro did not have an accomplice, things are not looking good for you. I understand, Your Honor. We're just winging it in court today. Who, perchance, would happen to be Acro's accomplice? Are we doing it? Your Honor, this monkey assisted in the crime. You don't say! Suddenly looking very bad. What a splendid accomplice. I'm sure this accusation is built on a solid foundation. Foundation? Yes, Mr. Wright. Do you have any proof that this person you've accused was indeed an accomplice? I don't know. Well, we've come this far. It's because of this. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. This piece of evidence is lacking in persuasive power. You didn't miss that sound, did you, Mr. Phoenix Wright? You know, the sound of you receiving a penalty. God damn it, Von Karma. Let's try. Of course he didn't. Now then, this must be when we get to hear the name of the mystery accomplice. Not this time, Von Karma. There was no accomplice. Acro planned and committed this murder all by himself. Was that just a rabbit hole? I don't know. Order! Imagine Phoenix in court here, right? Yes, he didn't have an accomplice. It was this monkey with this statue from the cafeteria. Mr. Wright, what does this show? Let me revise my argument, Your Honor. He had no accomplice. He plotted it himself. Acro didn't leave his room to kill the ringmaster. Are we actually, so is it actually just bowling ball fishing line? Is that what's happening? I can't believe this. I understand some of your logic. However, how do you think that I killed him? I can't leave my room. I obviously couldn't wear Max's costume. I'm smart enough to know when I don't have the cards to play, and my hand sucks right now. Phoenix, what are you saying? Do you not have the basis for an actual court case here? Yes, Your Honor. He's trying to fool us by playing some misdirection I have evidence, Your Honor. I'm going to present some evidence. He dropped a lion on him, Your Honor. Okay, I think this one is the bust, but there's still a leap to show how he had the bust. The bust! It's quite a large bust, and because it is life-sized, it is also very, very heavy. Heavy. Heavy enough to guarantee a certain death, especially if it was dropped from a third-story window. Does Von Karma know something we don't? He should have more than enough upper body strength to carry something like the bust. Mr. Dinglin, I'm sorry, but we need you to testify about your physical condition. If you have any doubt about your ability to testify, we can request expert testimony. The witness will have no problems. However, let's all be respectful towards him. Thank you. I suppose I could have lifted something the size of that bust. I have a strong upper body from working as an acrobat, and only my legs were injured. However, lifting the bust and looking out the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. That makes it impossible for me to have known the location of the ringmaster's head. Thus, it will be unrealistic for me to drop the bust on him, don't you think? We can counter that because of the note. He knew that he was going to come around there. Okay. We're going for it. Swing and a miss. I wonder if he used some kind of tool to aim for the ringmaster. He dropped the box first to get him to investigate. Wooden box. Acro. You didn't really need to lean out the window, did you? What are you driveling at, Mr. Wright? You already knew ahead of time where the ringmaster's head was going to be. Quite precisely, I may add. Your silly hinting at things is pointless, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Enough stalling. How about you show us some evidence? The key point here is the wooden box. The same wooden box that the victim was found hunched over. The same. The question is, who placed the wooden box there? When Ben and company saw the ringmaster, they didn't see him holding the box. Which means that this wooden box was already placed at the scene of the crime. I have to admit that your theory makes a lot of sense. The ringmaster's head could have been anywhere when he lifted the box. That's why the box was so specially made. Specially made. Indeed. It had the most peculiar feature. It was the weight of it. The box has a remarkable weight. Weight. According to the court record, it weighs 20 pounds. Just to lift up this wooden box would have required... Oh, I see! One would have to squat down and lift it up with your body, wouldn't you say? That is correct. To lift up the box, you'd have to squat down. Which means that no matter who you are, your head will be in approximately the same place. Fool! Mr. Wright, you recall the original location of Max's bust. Like, what he could just do at this point is just leave it to Von Karma and say, this is all stupid hypotheticals, and a judge where his position would be like, you know, you're right. I may very well have been able to drop the bust from my room. However, how would I have gotten the bust from the cafeteria to my room? Tell us exactly how the witness would have carried the bust from the cafeteria. Yep, we definitely have a problem here. There's no place to get perplexed. The monkey is the accomplice. Here we go. Everyone knows money. He loves shiny objects of any size. Oh, like when he stole the ventriloquist ring. So, are you saying the witness had a monkey steal the bust? Of course he didn't order the monkey to steal it. The monkey stole it on his own, and then brought it back home. Money is a strong monkey, right? It'd be easy for him to bring the bust back to your room. If he wasn't able to handle that himself, I'd be on the market for a new roommate. Oh shit. It's still like a wild conspiracy theory at this point. Where's the bust in question at this moment?
I don't know. We're searching for it as we speak.
I think we've more than proven one critical fact. Namely, that it was entirely possible that Acro was the murderer.
Moron!
Miss Von Karma! That's not much of a comeback, I'll be honest with you.
You forgot that your fraud of a magical client was spotted at the scene of the crime.
Yep, it's time for the fishing rod.
Answer this and only this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Who was the murderer the clown saw?
Like, was it just the bust, but kind of oddly dressed up on the fishing line? With the holds of it and that other picture we saw, it does look like the bust has enough support to actually, like, don a cape or something like that.
He saw Max's... I asked who was the other person Mo saw on the scene. That evidence has nothing to do with the question.
Au contraire, mon frere. It does indeed have something to do with the question. Mo said that he saw Max's silhouette,
but he did not actually see the man himself. It wasn't a human being he saw. What are you talking about? Have you tried using your brain at all this case? The silhouette he saw was wearing a cloak.
There's no reason why you couldn't attach a cloak to the bust. It would be easy to hang off the cards in the bust's hands.
Who in their right mind would put a cloak on a bust?
It doesn't matter who put it on the bust. Just wait a minute now, Mr. Wright. Who put the cloak on the bust? That question is of the utmost importance in this case, don't you agree?
Oh, he caught me.
Is it time? This is a wild accusation.
I wonder, Mr. Phoenix Wright, didn't the defendant wear his cloak the entire time he was at practice? So how didn't this person get a hold of the cloak?
I'm going to rewind time real quick. It's not the monkey. It's not Acro either? Who put it on the bust? Not Acro. Why would Russell put the cloak on the bust? It's Russell. I'm amazed by that. Okay, let's see how we're doing this. You were saying it was the victim himself, Russell Berry. That's what I'm saying. Acro used a rope to lower the wooden box onto the scene. Then he attached that rope to the bust and dangled the bust out of his bedroom window, directly above the wooden box. At the same time, the ringmaster told Max to wait in his room and went off to the scene. Of course, at the time, the ringmaster was wearing Max's costume. Why was the ringmaster wearing his costume? I don't think we established the reason for that. Perhaps he didn't want anyone to recognize him that night. But just as he feared, he was spotted at the entrance of the lodging house by none other than a ventriloquist and his puppet, Ben and Trillo. When the ringmaster arrived at the scene, he bent over to lift the wooden box. And that's when Acro took his chance and released the rope, at the very instant that the bust hit the victim. Really? Really?
Just wait a second there, Mr. Phoenix Wright. As much as you try, as much as you scheme, this just isn't true. It can't be.
The impact of the bust on the victim threw the cloak up, which snagged onto the bust. That impact also caused the sound a certain witness heard, prompting him to take a look. When Mo looked out his window, the cloak had already snagged onto the bust. Now, having completed the crime, Acro naturally went about pulling up the murder weapon. Of course, he had no idea that Mo saw the bust being raised with the cloak dangling on it. Primarily because, in his wheelchair, he couldn't see out of his window. So he just kept pulling the bust up. So you're telling me, if physics didn't break and the cloak did not get caught in the bust, like, we would have just known it was Acro, like, ages ago. This is the worst case. So you see, the only person who could have pulled this off is the one person who was able to drop the murder weapon from above the crime scene. Acro, it could only have been you.
You've graced us with a rather long-winded tale. But do you have any evidence to prove that your fairy tale is true?
Evidence? Present some evidence to the court that backs your claims. I want hard proof that you have unraveled the trick to this magic case. Well, I mean, this is hard evidence, so maybe I'm just not overthinking it. Have we presented this note?
No? What? The hat. Apparently it was the hat. Okay. The problem is Max's 3 symbols. You know, the silk hat, the cloak, and the white roses. Yesterday, there were 2 contradictions in Mo's testimony. The silk hat was one, the white roses were the other. But the theory I just presented explains all of these contradictions. You fool! Do you ever shut up? Max's silk hat was found at the scene of the crime. However, remember what Mo said yesterday. He testified that the criminal he saw fleeing the scene was wearing a silk hat. Oh, okay. Yeah, because the hat's on the bus, so there's a second hat that way. The silk hat that Mo saw was actually the bus. Mr. Wright, do you mind? What is it? You took the time to research our circus, didn't you? Well, yes, I did. Is there something making you think I didn't? If you did, then maybe you'll understand why I think you're off track. Why is that? Motive. This witness feels an incredible debt of gratitude towards the ringmaster. Anyone with any relation to the circus is well aware of this. But, no, there's a cover-up of an incident. Okay. It seems that this case isn't over yet. If only there was some kind of motive for Acro to not like the ringmaster. Like, I don't know, his brother that's in that coma from that one circus act that happened 6 months ago. Or the fact that he lost the use of his legs. Or the fact that Max Galactica gets paid more than both of them. Or the fact that his life is really taking a sad turn for events. If only there was some kind of explanation to account for why he would commit such an atrocity. I feel this is a good place to take a break. I will listen to the rest of Mr. Dingling's testimony after recess. Court will now take a 10-minute recess. Why? What's the point? Hey, pal. You're gonna ignore me after I went to all this trouble to bring you some evidence? Detective Gumshoe. Forget it. I'm going home. This guy deserves to be guilty anyways. Yeah, you know, Gumshoe, no one's word is here. Can I just leave with you? Here you go. This was yesterday in Acro's room. Yep, and I've included the forensic results. Take a look at it later. Won't Miss Von Karma be mad that you're doing this? That's why this is all a secret. Huh? Look, details are on a need-to-know basis. And we're not really allies or anything. But everything that's happened in court up until now has gone according to our plan. I don't know. Miss Von Karma didn't seem in control of things in there just now. You'll figure it out eventually, pal. Yesterday, our final plans were set into motion. Final plans? That reminds me. Got a message from the prosecutor for you. Nothing is ever truly decided until the very end. I'd like to continue with Acro's testimony, starting with his relationship to the victim. I'd also like to get proof from the defense. Proof of what kind of motive Acro would have to commit this crime. Understood. Now, Mr. Dingling. Yes, Your Honor. Please proceed with your testimony. When we were little, we were abandoned by our parents. That's when the ringmaster of the Berry Big Circus, Russell Berry, took us in. I became an acrobat around 9 years old. I wanted to find a way to repay the ringmaster. That was my sole purpose in life. You're such a thoughtful young man. As you heard, the witness deeply respected the victim. I wonder how anyone could think that Acro would kill the man he held in such esteem. Mr. Wright, I'd like to ask you a question. Go ahead, Your Honor. I would just like to know, can you provide an explanation as to why Acro would want the ringmaster dead? Yes. Let me just go over this one more time. This is why Acro killed the ringmaster. That is correct. I don't think the defense would mind confirming something for me. What exactly are we supposed to learn from this piece of evidence? That not it. Your Honor, the reason Acro killed the ringmaster is something that can't be proven. What? That's because Acro had no reason to kill the ringmaster at all. Your foolish attempts to fool us, like foolish fools, is so foolhardily foolish. Did he actually mean to kill Regina? And that's why he just gave Regina the letter. Is it that obvious? Did you forget? You made an accusation against this witness, did you not? I believe it was, this is the real killer of Russell Berry, Ringmaster. The Ringmaster wasn't your target that night. What did you just say? I'm saying that the target of this witness's murderous plot was not the Ringmaster, because it was never his intention to kill Russell Berry to begin with. What? At least this is a twist. Mr. Phoenix Wright, what in the world are you trying to do to this court? Are you attempting to imply that Acro was trying to kill someone else? Regina. Regina Berry. You were really aiming for her that night, weren't you? You don't need to answer that. It's a mean-spirited leading question. He could easily answer this question. If I'm wrong, all he has to say is you're wrong. That's it. That's it. Huh, Mr. Phoenix Wright? I want to know why Acro would want to kill Regina Berry.
Yes, me too. I demand to see some proof. Present evidence that proves Acro was out to murder this young girl.
The latter. Acro, you remember this, don't you? It's a piece of paper that we found inside the ringmaster's tailcoat.
Inside the victim's tailcoat?
Acro wrote this note. It's ironically entitled, "To the Murderer." Its purpose was to call someone to the plaza at 10 p.m.
So you're saying that he called Russell Berry with that note?
Acro did indeed place this note into someone's pocket. However, that someone was not the ringmaster. You mean it wasn't for the... That's exactly what I mean. The person this note was intended for was none other than Regina Berry. Simply put, Regina didn't think the note was meant for her, which is why the morning of the crime, she placed it on the cafeteria bulletin board. That's when her father, the ringmaster, saw the note. That's correct. The ringmaster ended up in that plaza instead of Regina, and he was killed because of that mistake. Instead of Regina.
That's incredible.
Acro had no idea who it was that arrived in the plaza, because he couldn't look down out of his window to see who it actually was.
I've got it. Acro thought it was Regina down in the plaza.
And that's when he let the bus fly. Hey Nick, isn't Regina listening to all of this from the audience? She is. Unfortunately, it's only going to get harsher from here. I hope Regina can handle it. Foolishly foolish fool with foolishly foolish fool ideas of foolish tomfoolery. You're so foolish, you made even me sound like a foolhardy fool. How many fools was that? What's the counter on? I think we just hit double digits there in that one sentence. Very well, Mr. Phoenix Wright. If you're so sure, then tell us about this line. I have conclusive evidence of what took place. This note is declaring that Regina Berry is a murderer. You just don't get it, do you? What? What did you just say? The ringmaster knew what the note meant, which is why he went to the plaza, in place of his lovely daughter.
What is this incident that is alluded to in the note?
The incident 6 months ago. No clue, Your Honor. What is this conclusive evidence mentioned in the note? I know I'd certainly like to know what it is. If I can't answer that question, the judge is going to think I'm bluffing. The conclusive evidence about the incident 6 months ago is actually stained with his blood and a small quantity of pepper. It has to be this.
What? This is it?
Oh, for fuck's sake. I didn't save it that time. Just take him. Max isn't worth this. Is it the pepper?
I don't know what's going on anymore.
A true!
What kind of spicy joke is this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Did he leave the pepper in the box as some sort of like throwback for like his own like calling card of like the debt? Like, that's to get you back. Recall that the victim was trying to take the wooden box away with him. He was doing so because this piece of decisive evidence is what was inside.
Another unbelievable conclusion. Very well, Mr. Wright. So what exactly are you saying? You claim Regina Berry killed someone with a small bottle of pepper.
Oh shit, I get it. Regina actually killed him. The lion sneezed. I get it now. The lion sneezed, and that's why the accident happened. And so that's why he put the pepper in the box, because he knew that. Who was Regina Berry's intended victim? It was Bat.
Who is this?
That is Acro's younger brother. What does this prove? His younger brother isn't dead. Technically, that's true. However, Bat has been in a coma for 6 months now. It's not a stretch to see how Acro could feel that his brother is dead. 6 months ago, he was bit by a lion and fell into his current comatose state.
A lion?
Miss Regina Berry is an animal tamer by trade. However, no tamed animal in that position is ever trained to attack another human. They wouldn't understand the command. Moreover, Miss Regina could never do something like that. It's just not in her.
Regina either plotted murder now, or it was just a horrific accident and there was pepper on the scarf. But the fact that it's on the scarf means that it's really unlikely. So what happened to Acro's brother? He's not the victim of an attempted murder. He's the victim of an accident. The lion biting bat was no accident at all. What? You're such an amateur, Mr. Phoenix Wright. There is no way that Regina would ever incite her lion to attack another human being. She may not have incited the lion to attack another human being, but Regina is responsible for making the lion bite Acro's brother. Bat, the scarf. That's just a scarf. Acro. This scarf is something that Bat used to wear, correct? That's right. And who is the one that gave this scarf to Bat? Regina. Regina gave it to him. There is something more than just blood in this scarf, Your Honor. And what might that be? Pepper. Pepper! Pepper. Regina gave this scarf to Bat right before the accident, and she covered it with as much pepper as she could. Do we think Regina is the murderer? I actually don't know if she is. I should have gone the other way. I think it was just an accident. Hey, what's with the silent treatment? Excuse me, Mr. Wright. You've done a good job of fingering a criminal. But out of curiosity, what was her crime? Miss Berry gave a pepper-covered scarf to Bat as a present. Where's the crime in that? It still seems like the judge just doesn't get it. Yeah, Judge, phrasing, that doesn't mean what you think it means. Mr. Phoenix Wright. Wasn't it said that the lion seemed to be smiling? Smiling? The lion was smiling. Right before Bat was bitten by the lion. For a moment, the lion's mouth changed and looked like he was smiling. Lions smile? I've never heard of them smiling. However, lions sneeze. What? Leon wasn't trying to bite Bat at all. In reality, all he actually did was sneeze. He sneezed because of all the pepper on the scarf. What? You fool! You've got to be kidding me! Yeah, me too, Your Honor. You really intend to say that this is how this joke of an accident actually happened? Of course I do. It's the truth. Acro nearly lost his brother due to this accident. Or this joke, as you put it. Which is why he tried to get his revenge against Regina. You foolish idiot! It almost does seem like a terrible joke, doesn't it? Once again, I'm impressed by your imagination, Mr. Wright. He still doesn't admit it. I think that there's someone who treats this accident with the respect it deserves. You don't mean. You can't mean. Witness. Are you confirming the defense's claim? Mr. Wright, unfortunately, your imagination is not enough to find me guilty of murder. What do you mean by that? Pepper, scarf, the lion. I see where you're going, but it's a bit hard to swallow. Not to mention, the fact that there's an even bigger problem with your theory. What would that problem be? Same problem it's always been. Evidence. If I drop Max's bus on top of the ringmaster, where is the evidence that proves that claim? The biggest problem is the murder weapon, or the lack thereof to be more precise. The murder weapon. The bus the defense claims was used. That were to be found in Acro's room. And if it was covered with the victim's blood, that would be awfully conclusive in my eyes. Yes, it would be. Where did the bus go? We actually don't know. We would have noticed that. Just see how things work out. It might be worthwhile to search Acro's room, but why aren't you going to search his room? It looks like you finally figured things out, didn't you? Now you know the true meaning of Von Karma Total Justice. Von Karma was already in the room. I figured with you, that's the least I should expect. You'd leave no stone unturned. A Von Karma never leaves anything to chance. We already searched Acro's room yesterday. What'd you find? There's no reason to even say it. If we found what you think we found in that room, Acro would not be here as a witness. But to put a point on it, Max's bust was not in the room. The murder weapon is still unaccounted for. Just wait a second, something's funny about all this. Looks like you lack the final nail to put in my coffin. Why would you say that? You're Phoenix Wright. You know where that bust is. I'm sure you do. There's not even a single clue. How am I supposed to know where the bust is?
I think that brings to an end the cross-examination of this witness. Don't tell me it's over. Hold it. Where is Max's bust? The defense needs time to prepare it to present its case. Sorry, I'm a bit nervous and I just bit my tongue. Huh? What? We need time to do what? No one knows what's happening. Why are you the most surprised person here? She's your aide, isn't she? Do you really have a case to present, Mr. Wright? What, are you asking me? The rest is up to you, Nick. Good luck. The murder weapon. Where is Max's bust now? I don't know. He's got it under his chair. That's the correct answer. I hate this case. It's obvious. The bust is inside this very courtroom. It's obviously where? Allow me to pinpoint the location of the bust once and for all. Oh no, the witness has it? Acro. I'm sorry to ask this, but do you mind if I take the blanket off of your wheelchair? Sorry, I didn't quite hear you, Mr. Wright. Well, you are a big guy, and you have a pretty big wheelchair because of it. I just wanted to make sure you weren't hiding anything under that blanket. Because it seems to me that'd be really easy to say, hide a bust under there. We all know that you can't leave the lodging house by yourself in your condition. That proved inconvenient when Miss Von Karma happened to search your room yesterday. She had found the murder weapon in your room. It would have been all over. Which is why you had to hide it, in the only place that you could hide it. Under your wheelchair. I have to ask you, Acro, can you end this pain for all of us? Can you set us free? Is it finally time to bid farewell to you and all of your friends? Well done, Mr. Wright. Masterfully played. You fool! How could you? You've got me. I've been bagged by a real pro. So, Regina also committed a murder before, but we got Acro. It's finally over. The ring has been brought to the fires of Mount Doom. Actually, 2 of them. 2 of them. Miss Franziska Von Karma and Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? There's just one thing I'd like to know. How did you know to launch the surprise search of my room last night? There were 2 pieces of decisive evidence. The cloak and the bust. I burned the cloak in my room. Threw the ashes away with the trash. How did you burn it? But the bust. Obviously I couldn't throw that away. When you executed your search, all I could do was try and hide the bust. And the only place that I could hide it quickly was under this wheelchair. Miss Von Karma, you had things all figured out, didn't you? I was completely sucked in by your calculated strategy. And now to be caught in the middle of court hiding the murder weapon. There's no way I can escape that. So you got me. Well done, Mr. Wright. Well done, Miss Von Karma. It all makes sense now. Can't believe that Von Karma thought that far ahead. It's amazing. I can't believe it. Me. Make a mistake. Why did I order a surprise search of your room? If only I hadn't done that. Acro. Yes, Your Honor. Did you kill the ringmaster of Berry Big Circus, Mr. Russell Berry? Yes, Your Honor. I'm responsible for that crime. Acro. All my brother wanted was for Regina to like him. That's why he'd tease her. One day, my brother sprinkled some pepper on Regina. He started sneezing so hard, you couldn't help yourself from laughing. That's why Regina thought it'd be funny to get him back in the same way. And that's why she covered the scarf with pepper. Oh, okay, so she didn't, it was an accident. I know she didn't mean for anything bad to happen. I know this. She just wanted to make my brother sneeze a few times too, but I just couldn't forgive her, no matter what. What am I truly guilty of? I'm guilty of never, ever being able to understand her. Your brother became a star. Regina believes in that so purely, that she would laugh innocently when saying it, too innocently. I just couldn't stand it, no matter how hard I tried. That's when you decide to do something about Regina. How dreadful. So you were saying that you were a victim in all of this as well? No, that's not what I mean. Always crying. I'm none but a murderer. With a soothing, pleasant voice. That's who I am. At first I thought I'd kill myself, and I pondered giving myself up. But I couldn't just up and leave. I just couldn't. Not yet. That's why I tried to pin this on Max. Max, I'm so sorry. This case is like not only the worst case, but also very depressing.
This has been such a strange case. No shit, Your Honor. I believe this case is now beyond any point of possible discussion. Thus, I'd like to declare my verdict. Not guilty. Oh. We made it. We got to the end. I hope I never see any of those characters ever again. Go fuck yourself, Max. Acro, the ringmaster, Regina, and Bat. Not a single one of them was a bad person inside, huh? That's a good question, and one I don't know the answer to. Many congrats, but only at max 1 million of them. Oh, Regina's upset. She's been like this for a while now. Wow.
It's all my fault. Wah. Pat and Acro, they're never coming back. Now everyone's gonna split up. Mr. Wright, tell me something.
What do you want to know, Regina?
Acro said something right at the end.
Just couldn't up and leave yet.
Does that mean that Acro is gonna try and get his revenge on me?
Of course he is, Regina. You don't sleep easy from now on. You gotta keep an open eye out. That's his plan. But what can you do about it? He's gonna get you, and you're gonna drop your guard eventually, Regina. And I hope he gets the rest of you dumb fucks while he's at it. I'm sick of all you. Staff, the performers, no one wants to leave the circus. That's why I made a decision.
What is it?
I've decided I will take over as the new... I'll never go to the circus again. No, you won't, Mo. Don't fool yourself.
The best circus the world has ever seen.
I'm playing it twice.
Let's work together and make our circus super fabulous. What do you say, big guy?
I don't know what to say. All I can say is thank you. Regina, you're gonna help him out too, aren't you?
I don't know. Maybe the circus will be better off without me.
What are you talking about, Regina? Why do you think that I brought you to court today? Well, you actually brought her to court to shatter her hopes and dreams and, like, to learn that the world is a bad place and she lives in this, like, she's too innocent or something. Oh, like, I don't know. You have something kind of going on there unresolved.
Can't wait to go see the best circus the world has ever seen. We'll save you the most fabulous seats.
It'll take us a while to get ready, but I'm going to order a special whoopee cushion seats.
Will you please shut up? Shut up! Shut up, I tell you, shut up!
I see. What made the case? Yesterday's surprise raid. It really paid off, just like you said it would, sir. If Acro really was the killer, I thought this was the only way it could end. Especially if he was the defense attorney. Well, Detective, my plane is about to leave. As for Mr. Acro's case, you need not worry. I plan to personally stop by the Chief Prosecutor's office. He's back. Oh shit. The Von Karmas. Oh, I forgot this would happen. Yes. Oh, it's wonderful. Manfred von Parma right at the end. For you see, it was I who missed the Von Karma potluck. Now I can keep this perfect bottle of Prosecco-cution for myself. Von Karma, no, you gotta share at the potluck. According to the Gyakuten Saiban fan book, director Shu Takumi suggested that every time the Von Karmas and Miles Edgeworth won a trial, they would go to a karaoke bar and sing My Way by Frank Sinatra.